Well, Brian, we've just watched Aston Villa come from behind to beat Tottenham. Do you think they were fully deserving of the 3 points?
I wouldn't. I think a draw would have been a fair result, but the quality of the goal that Aston Villa got, quality of the first goal was excellent. The second one was even better. Probably gives a little nudge in the favour of Aston Villa that they deserve to win. Spurs didn't make any clear-cut chances. A couple of half chances, I suppose, off scrambly corners that dropped nicely for them. One chance, I suppose, Papa Sarr laid on, but very, very little. Aston Villa defended very well right through the game, apart from the early goal. Second half, even though they had less possession, they always looked a more threatening team. And I think they'll be very happy with the performance. I think the manager will be very happy with the performance given how they started the season so poorly with 2 draws and 3 defeats from the first 5 games. Now they've won 3 and drawn 1 of the last 4 and gets them up into the better half of the table. But yeah, a good performance by Aston Villa. Tottenham will be disappointed, mostly by the fact they didn't create clear-cut chances.
Just on Villa, no wins in the first 5. Their sporting director Monchi leaves, and people are thinking, are things starting to not unravel, but you think of where they got to under Emery, getting to the Champions League, almost got there again last season, but a few wins, which actually was kick-started by the Europa League, and now you're kind of looking up rather than looking behind you.
Well, it just shows what an exceptional manager they have in Unai Emery. We've seen what he's done in the past with a couple of different teams in Spain, but and PSG. But what he's done at Villa has probably been even better. That they've been so competitive in the 3 seasons that he's been there. They got to quarterfinals of the Champions League last year, missed out on the Champions League spot for this season, probably because of the games in Champions League and how competitive they were last year. And there was no investment, or very little investment in the team. Gusan was the only player of significance that they spent money on. They got in a few players on loan, and the likes of Lindelof they got free. They got Harvey Elliott cheap, haven't used him too much. Buendia back from his loan to Leverkusen. But given that lack of investment, the manager's once again shown what he can do in terms of making the unit so efficient and productive. I'd say bad start, but I don't think anyone ever thought they were going to struggle. Maybe people felt they can't keep it going where they were in the last few seasons. But there was a bit of uncertainty. I mean, players went out of the club they wouldn't have wanted to go out, like Jacob Ramsey and Leon Bailey maybe. Duran was sold halfway through the season last year. And there was a lot of talk about Martinez, the goalkeeper, going, but that settled down. It took a while to settle down, and now you see them being really in good form.
Yeah, and just in terms of Tottenham, Thomas Frank said in his pre-match press conference that they want to make the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium a fortress, but it's anything but a fortress at the moment. Just the one win there in the league this season. I know they had a dreadful record in the league anyway last season overall, but their home form wasn't good either. So how do they turn that around, given that we talk about how great the stadium is, but you want to start getting great results at your great stadium?
Well, it's a great modern new stadium with excellent facilities for everyone. I presume the players' facilities are very good, but just from a media or a spectator's point of view, which I've been on different occasions, it's excellent. The view is fantastic, irrespective of where your seat is, and also the general facilities like toilets and drinking areas and so on. But the stadium itself has probably lacked atmosphere. I find that the away fans have a huge influence on the game because of where they're positioned. They're not in the corner, but they're down one side of the pitch and they're along the back of the goal as well, and they're on the lower end of the pitch. And but look, if the sports team was good enough, the crowd would respond to it, and they haven't been good enough to do it at home. Yeah, I think there's a lot of key players not playing, like Kulusevski, Madison, Solanke. I think they were a little bit lightweight today in the attacking positions, all technically good players. Kudos, Xavi, Tell, out of bear, but lightweight. And when you look at the opposition they were playing against, and you have to respect what Aston Villa done today. They were aggressive defensively. They got tight to them, didn't allow them to get it easy. But Spurs have a bit to do to make that a fortress. Last year, 10 defeats at home, 2 already out of 4 games, 1 win against Burnley only, and a lot bigger challenges to come over the next few weeks.
Speaking of challenges, before we let you go, the challenge of qualifying or getting to a playoff for the World Cup. Ireland obviously got over the line against Armenia. It wasn't pretty. The draw for Hungary and Portugal kind of put a real spanner in the works. But is it just a case of we're only prolonging things? We know that we've an away game to come in Budapest, but before that we play Portugal. It could be all over after the Portugal game.
Yeah, but people said it could be all over after the Armenia game, and it wasn't. They won the match.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of hope there that you have 2 games to go. It's not like we've been getting beaten up in the matches. We were beaten up in Armenia in that we expected to win the game, and we didn't play well, and we were well beaten. But there hasn't been a massive difference between Hungary, ourselves, and Armenia so far. In the first half, Hungary outplayed us. They surprised some people, and only for the sending off. We'd already got a goal. Evan Ferguson got us back into the game. But the sending off allowed us to dominate the game and bombard their penalty area. Eventually, we got an equalising goal. Could we go to Budapest and win the game in the end? We could do, but the game against Portugal is going to be a massive game. Could we beat Portugal? It seems very unlikely given their form and the fact that they need the points still. Had they not dropped the points to Hungary, we could feel maybe their eye would be slightly off the ball when they come here. But we have a lot to do. Our form hasn't been good enough. Now we've become a defensive team under the manager on the basis that his priority now is for us not to lose goals. We've only had 1 goal against us in the 2 games, which was, disappointing. But Portugal deserved to win the match on the number of shots. We never had a shot, so it's going to be difficult to pull anything out. There's no doubt about it. But we've got a game at home against one of the top teams in the world. You'd hope the crowd would respond. That the players are going to give their all. It probably won't be good enough, but we just got to live in hope for these last 2 games.